Ramadan is to focus on the challenges that we are facing as a community. So in our series here in Houston, we have combined spirituality with some social aspects. Yes, so this is where I believe it's important that we continuously in the holy month of Ramadan look inside and search inside into what's happening inside us, know ourselves. But also we have challenges, we have problems, we have difficulties. And it's important for us to raise these from the minbar or from the podium. Yes, and we talk about these issues, especially during these particular days. So today, my dear brothers and sisters, I have chosen the topic of mobile phones. And I think, as trivial as some people might think it is, it's a big problem. It's a huge problem we have, because imagine that you lose your phone. What will happen to you? Just take a moment to think about you when you lose your phone, right? It's a disaster, isn't it? It's a complete disaster. Absolute disaster if you lose your phone. And imagine if I was to tell you now that once you've lost your phone, there is no replacement at least for a week. What are you going to do? How are you going to live? You know, it's difficult to live anymore without a phone. It's a part of our limb, isn't it now? You know, we got 2 hands, 2 legs, right? And a phone. You know, we have a 5th limb. And so it's important that we just sort of pause and reflect on the lack of importance or the importance of a device that is nothing really. It's just, it's got a chip inside, it's got a battery. But we actually, it's quite holy for us. Yes, it's quite holy, this particular device. So inshallah, we're going to go through this, and most importantly, we're going to talk about these guys, the young guys. Yeah, because they are the next generation, aren't they? And how are they going to really react to this mobile phone? And you know that, you know, when we have our children, when they are bored, they want to use the mobile phone, don't they? You know, because it's attractive. You know, they want to play a game. They want to do something on the mobile phone because it's attractive to them. It's something really nice for them to engage in. Right? And so we're going to ask the question, how dangerous is this for the next generation? Okay? And will this affect our spirituality or not? Will this affect our soul or not? And the soul of our youngsters, inshallah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So in 2014, they found out that, it's probably more now, that in the United States, the average user touches their phone 2,617 times per day. So just you know, how many times you type, you know, it's just, imagine how many times, I know this might be a cliche or a cringy comparison, but, you know, I've got to say it, that how many times do we touch the Quran, you know, and contemplate on the words? But we touch our mobile phone an average of nearly around, say, 3,000 times a day. Yeah, it's quite a lot, isn't it? But we don't notice. This is really interesting. So I'm going to give you some statistics at the start. Around 73% of people claim to have a unique flavor of anxiety when they can't find their phone. You know, when you can't find their phone, everyone's had that here, yeah? You know, when you can't find your phone? Yes? Anyone here? Yes? So you can't find your phone, but then you sense a sense of a unique flavor of anxiety. It's called a phantom sensation. You know, when you don't have your phone with you, but actually you feel like it's ringing in your pocket, or it's vibrating in your pocket, but there is not anything in your pocket. It's become so part of our body, right, that we start feeling our phone when it's not even inside our pocket. It's come, as I said, it's become part of us. The average person, this is a 2023 study, so very recent, spends 3 hours and 15 minutes on their phone each day. 3 hours and 15 minutes. That's an average. Of course, some people spend 6, 7 hours. Yes? But 3 hours and 15 minutes. How long does it take us to pray all our salah? Morning, dhuhr, asr, maghrib, isha. How long? 20 minutes. 25. Let's be generous, give them 30 minutes. Okay? We spend 30 minutes on our salah. How many minutes do we spend on reading the Quran? Maybe 0, maybe 5 minutes. Let's say 10 minutes. I'm very generous today. Right? I'll give you 10 minutes. That's 40 minutes. What else do we do good? What else? It's okay, let them talk. It's part of them being here. Right? 40 minutes, say 40, 45 minutes. Let's go on an hour of all the spirituality that we do. But we spend 3 hours and 15 minutes on our phones. Now some people can say, well, the phone, I'm gaining spirituality with it. But let's be honest, maybe a bit we do. Maybe we see a video here and there, right? But a lot of it actually is social media, is time wasting. Yes? So, I was interested in this actually. I want you to find out which are you, because I wasn't very familiar with this. I think this is an American thing, right? Where you have the baby boomers, right? Those who are born between 1944 to 1964, right? We have a few baby boomers here. I don't know why they called baby boomers. So you've got the Gen X, those who are born between 1965 to 1979. We've got the millennials, 1980 to 1994, and we've got lots of Gen X, Gen Z or Z, you guys say, yes? We say Z, and you guys say Z. 1995 to 2015, right? It's important for the elders such as me, we know the youth language, so that's why I put it in here. But what's important is this table. It says this percentage of people admit to spending more time on their smartphones than they actually like. So baby boomers, they spend around 50%, they think, more time on their phone than they will actually like. So it's a huge amount of time. But the biggest one is the Gen Z, 76.3%. It's a huge number. And as you can see, as you get older, you spend more and more time on your phone, right? And it's, are you all working out which one you are? Yeah? Which one do you think I am? A baby boomer? Astaghfirullah. Yeah, I'm on the sort of the border. I'm 1980, so I am a millennial. Right. So I'm still giving you statistics because I think statistics on this particular aspect really is important just to shake us about phones. Yes? So did you know that this is in the United Kingdom, but I'm pretty sure in the US as well, 3 to 4 year olds, yeah? 3 to 4 year olds, very young children, 1% of them have a smartphone. So 16,000 people, 1%. 10% have their own tablet, yeah. 52% go online for 9 hours a week, play games and do whatever. This is 3 to 4 year olds. This is such a small person, yes. And 36, they play games for 6.5 hours a week on average. It's quite astonishing, isn't it? And when we move to 12 to 15 year olds, the statistics become crazy. They do. These are teenagers. These are where the brain is really developing at a fast pace. Yeah? 83% have a smartphone. What did you used to do when you were 12 to 15? You have a smartphone? 99% go online for 20.5 hours a week. 20.5 hours a week. 69% have social media profiles. And this is, for me, this is the most striking one. 71% take their mobile phones to bed because it's part of them. This is children. These are children, 12 to 15 year olds, teenagers. And these are our children as well, right? 71% they take their mobile phones to their bed, which is striking, isn't it? It's dangerous as well. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. So why am I talking about this? What's the potential harm of this screen time and technology that the children are exposed to? Mainly the children, and of course the adults as well. So there is something called the attention deficit symptoms. It's increased. They have a lower attention span, right? When you give them more and more mobile phones, the less they can actually focus on certain other things, maybe on their homework or on reading a book, right? It plays around with your brain, and I will show it to you. There is impaired emotional and social intelligence. No wonder why our children don't like to come to the centers or don't like to come and socialize and do things, because they love to sit behind the screen. Behind the screen is comfortable for them. They just sit down behind the screen, talk, watch a cartoon or play a game or do whatever, or social media. Okay, so it plays around with their emotions as well. Social isolation, it's been shown that their brain development is impaired. So dangerous, because they are the future of this community, of our community in London, of the Shia community worldwide. They are the future. But we were not given mobile phones when we were like 12 years old. I wasn't. But the next generation, say in 20 years' time, how are the community going to be? Because the children now, the more they use their mobile phone, science has been shown that it's impairing their brain development. They get disrupted sleep, get nightmares, yes, and rise of mental illnesses. This is a huge issue. Rise in anxiety, rise in depression. Why? It's because when this girl looks at a social media profile that her friend has posted a picture of herself, and she's got a lot of likes. So she gets 100 likes, her friend gets 100 likes. She posts her picture to her friends as well, she gets 5 likes. She'll get depressed. They say, why am I not nice looking compared to my friend? My friend is much more nice looking because she gets 100 likes, I get 5 likes. Right? And that affects your status, your mental illness, and also your spirituality and everything else. And you might think that your child doesn't speak to you about these things, and it's probably true. They don't speak to their parents about this, but they'll go and keep it inside, and it goes. They go through a lot of anxiety, and God forbid it reaches depression, and it ruins their childhood. It really does. And the phone, my dear brothers and sisters, is causing a lot of damage for our children. A huge amount of damage that we don't know about. And of course there is overeating and overweight and undereating as well, right? And all the other diseases that come with that. Because you look at yourself and you think, oh, have I gained weight, and things like that. And that's dangerous. And you compare yourself with celebrities. The Instagram world is so dangerous. So dangerous. Because the children compare themselves, their figure, with other celebrities. Yes? And they say, I want to become like the boys, they compare with this actor or whatever that has muscles and things like that. They say, I want to become like him. So you try to become like him. But then at the end, you can't become like him. And then you get anxious or you get depressed. Why can't I? Why is my friend got all these, goes to the gym and gets all these muscles, etc. Why can't I do that? And then so you stop your rhythm, you stop your eating, you stop your whole, you disrupt your lifestyle and focus on the physical, but you don't focus on the spiritual. Yes? So it's a problem, my dear brothers. And I'm not here to, give you something that is trying to give you something that you know. I'm here to make sure that our community is aware of these problems. And these are issues, these are problems, challenges that you and I are facing, and we need to make sure that our children, we keep a good monitor in terms of making sure that our children do not fall prey to these particular issues. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So let's look at the brain. So